Good afternoon, Mount Pleasant. Today is Wednesday, April 12th, 2023, and you're watching Good Day MPA. I'm Casey Harrick.
And I'm Emma McKee. In our studio yesterday, we had a visit from WTAE evening anchor Mike Clark and alumni and WTAE producer Liz Brady. Reporter Kay Drog sat with a journalist and gave us the inside scoop regarding the inner workings of journalism.
Thank you, guys. So I am in the studio today with Mike Clark and Liz Brady. They're from WTAE News. And so, guys, what is the most rewarding part about your jobs?
Well, I guess I'll start. I think the most important part for me is being a part of what is happening in our community every day. We can have a conversation, and now with the advances in technology, we can really hear from our viewers 24/7. So having that constant conversation, I think, is the most important overall thing. And again, another perk is I get to come to Mount Pleasant High School and hang out with cool people.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You get to hang out with us in the newsroom. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
I think that it's just important to give your community a voice, and a lot of the things that are going on around us are things that are newsworthy and that deserve attention, and I think it's super important to even tell them about you guys, like the awesome newscast that you're doing. It's a great thing, and it's just great to be able to tell everyone stories.
Yeah, and I totally agree. You got to keep the conversation going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you cover a lot of heavy things. How do you manage your work life with your personal life with those?
Oh, it's tough. I mean, I work pretty much 2:30 to 11:30 at night, but all day long we're in communication with the station because, especially when breaking news happens, we all are a part of that effort to tell the story. Mm-hmm. So if we see something in our neighborhood, if Channel 4 managers see things that's happening, they give me a heads up at home. We're constantly on our phones having the conversation. So while I may be at the station from 2:30 to 11:30, that's my job to be there. We all are really working round the clock, especially when there's breaking news, to have that conversation all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to really, if you are going to go into news, you have to enjoy it because, like he said, it's nonstop and it's something you want to be involved in. So it's not really something you turn off and go home and just carry on with your day. It's like you're always involved in everything, and it's just important to love what you're doing, and that makes it even easier.
Yeah, like it kind of follows you everywhere you go and everything like that.
Yeah, and you have to have a balance. Whatever you guys choose to do for a living, have the balance. Don't live to work. Whatever you do, work to live, have the kind of life you want. And while our hours are difficult at times, it does afford us a lot of opportunity to be with our families. So I implore you guys, whatever you choose to do for a living and pursue as a career, make sure you have that balance. Make sure you spend time doing what you want to do in life. I remember visiting our daughter who was studying in England. She was in London for the semester, and I had never been to London, so my wife and I went over there, and while we were over there, there was a terror attack in London. So again, the station knew I was there. I was on the scene. They texted me, and I was on Channel 4 that night doing the story. I didn't want to be on TV that time, but when something big like that happens, no matter where you are, as a journalist, you have an obligation to help tell that story. So the balance is tough, but you have to make sure you can carve it out.
Yeah, and you saying that leads me to my next question. Do you have any more advice for young journalists starting out?
Well, I'll let the young journalist starting out explain from where she is, because she had so many more tools available to her at her age than I did back in the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Right. There's just a lot of opportunity to stay connected with like social media, and also that's something that you guys would be bringing to the table. Like when I was working with kind of older people and they were saying, well, we don't have Facebook and I don't know what Instagram is, and you have to show them and explain to them that this is the route that the world's going and that this is kind of how you have to keep up to date, and it's just important to stay informed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when Liz worked for our station, she was amazing when it came to having that conversation. Back in the old days, it was we stood up and we told people the news, and people would watch us and they would consume the news for half an hour. Mm-hmm. Now it's, oh my gosh, I saw that story. I was there, and they're texting us or they're messaging us, wanting to be part of that story.
Yeah.
We can say now, hey, we did this the other day. Producer came to me and said, Mike, could you go on your Facebook? Facebook is an ancient social media that I use. A lot
Hey
of times,
now, I'm using that one too.
no, good. Well, a lot of people say, oh yeah, my parents use that or my grandparents use that. But I went on and said, hey, are you at Pirates opening day? Are you at home on Pirates opening day? Share your Bucko love on this opening day. She asked me to do that, and within minutes, we had 50 people send us pictures of where they were, and that was part of our coverage. We have this big wall like this at Channel 4, and they put a mosaic of pictures, coming in and out of how people were celebrating. So those folks watched the news that night and said, hey, we had this conversation. We were part of their coverage. So that has really changed. And when Liz worked for us, boy, she helped facilitate that. And I knew nothing about social media.
Yeah.
She was kind of teaching me. She became the teacher.
It was probably just a huge transition for everybody in the studio at that point.
Yeah.
But hey, thank you guys so much for coming on. We all enjoyed you here today.
Well, thanks for being so nice and welcoming.
Yeah. You're welcome. And back to you guys at the news desk.
Thank you, Kay. We're so excited to have had Mr. Clark and Miss Brady yesterday. In the sports world, boys varsity baseball lost 10-5 to Greensburg-Salem. You'll get them next time, boys.
Yeah, and for the girls, varsity softball lost against Valley 8-5. Better luck next time, girls.
Our varsity track team will be competing against GCC and Fraser at Greensburg Central Catholic High School at 3:30 p.m.
Good luck, guys. And the varsity baseball team will travel to Greensburg-Salem today. The first pitch is at 4 p.m. Be there to support your baseball team today, guys. Yeah.
Varsity softball hosts Derry Area High School at 4 p.m. Oh my God, good luck to all.
And an exciting event is being held on Friday, April 21st. The Blue Shirts Club will be sponsoring Freezing for the Right Reason, which is a slip and slide kickball game. The Blue Shirts Club promotes friendship and membership between special education students and their peers in school and throughout the community.
The event will take place on Friday, April 21st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and the cost is $10. You can pick up a permission slip from Mrs. Hill in room 120 or from Mrs. Lasky in room 219. Your permission slip is $10 and it must be turned in the same day by Wednesday, April 19th to Mrs. Hill or Mrs. Lasky. Be sure to slip and slide on down there before the deadline.
Yeah, it sounds like a great opportunity. And in band news, Mr. Buckstein is pleased to announce the auditions for the Viking Color Guard for the Viking 2023 Marching Band. Color Guard is season. The Color Guard is open to all the students in grades 8th through 12th. To pick up a copy of the permission slip, please stop by the band room. Returned permission slips should be brought to the first mandatory practice, which has been changed to April 24th at 5 p.m. Please check your emails for more information.
Attention all students, we would like to remind you to please check your school email daily. This is how teachers, counselors, administrators, and even us here at Good Day MPA communicate information that may be specific to each one of you.
And after-school study groups meet every Tuesday and Thursday from 2:45 until 4:15 in the library. Parents of junior high students must fill out a permission form available on the school website. Transportation will be provided. Please email Ms. Kreider if you have any questions.
We would like to remind everyone that if you would like an announcement on the air, please send an email to mpatv@mpasd.net by 2:30 on the day prior to your announcement.
And our quote of the day is from Maya Angelou, who said, "Try to be a rainbow in someone else's cloud."
For Casey and the rest of us at Good Day MPA, have a warm Wednesday, Mount Pleasant.